Assalamu alaikum and good day. Welcome to Zir News 24. Today is Sunday, the 19th of Zamari in the 1447 Hijri solar year, corresponding to August 10th, 2025. I'm Samina Mohammadi, bringing you today's top national and international news. First, the headlines. The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan condemns Israel's decision to fully occupy Gaza. Pakistan rejects reports of postponement for the Afghan foreign minister's visit. Afghanistan's Ministry of Finance installs new security cameras at 6 major customs points. National news. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Afghanistan has strongly condemned Israel's announcement to fully occupy Gaza. Spokesman Abdul Kahar Balki called the decision dangerous and a cause for grave concern, warning it will escalate the conflict and worsen the humanitarian crisis for Palestinians. The Islamic Emirate urged influential countries and regional actors to fulfill their moral and legal responsibilities to prevent further bloodshed and to ensure an immediate ceasefire and delivery of humanitarian aid. In Pakistan, the Foreign Ministry says there was no official date for Afghan Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi's visit, so there can be no talk of cancellation or delay. The spokesman said both sides are working on procedural issues and will welcome the minister once arrangements are complete. Reports had suggested the visit would take place earlier this month, but neither side has confirmed a formal schedule. The Ministry of Finance has installed more than 200 security cameras at 6 major customs points, including Torkham, Dande Patan, Coast, Gulam Khan, Nimraz, and the main customs laboratory. The ministry says this will improve both security and oversight, helping to prevent customs violations. The system will soon be connected to a central monitoring hub in Kabul. The Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation has signed a 5-year contract with a private company to provide ground services at Mazar-e-Sharif's Maulana Jalaluddin Balki International Airport, aiming to raise service quality and improve organization. The National Disaster Management Authority has signed a cooperation agreement worth nearly $30,000 with a demining and humanitarian organization. The deal covers emergency response, mine clearance in contaminated areas, and humanitarian assistance. Surveys will also be carried out in several provinces to prepare for the construction of 70 health centers with UNICEF's support. International news. Across Europe, thousands have taken to the streets in cities including London and Brussels to protest their government's support for Israel amid the devastation in Gaza. In London, a major demonstration by the group Palestine Action led to hundreds of arrests. Protesters gathered outside Parliament, chanting against Israeli aggression and demanding action to support Palestine. Human rights organizations have condemned the UK government's designation of some activist groups as terrorist organizations, calling it an attack on free expression. In Brussels, demonstrators called for an immediate ceasefire and economic sanctions against Israel. In the Netherlands, tens of thousands formed a human chain around the International Court of Justice, demanding urgent measures to save lives in Gaza and recognition of Palestinian statehood. The Gaza Health Ministry says deaths from hunger and malnutrition are climbing rapidly, with more than 200 people, including many children, having died so far. Israeli attacks in the past day have killed dozens more, including civilians waiting in line for food aid. International condemnation has grown against Israel's plan to seize Gaza City and forcibly displace nearly 1 million people, a move the UN and several countries say violates international law. Meanwhile, Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah has criticized UEFA's tribute to the late Suleiman al-Obeid, known as the Palestinian Pele, for failing to mention that he was killed in an Israeli attack while civilians were waiting for humanitarian aid in southern Gaza. Salah responded to UEFA's social media post with the words, "Can you tell us how he died, where, and why?" The United Nations says more than 1,000 people have been killed near aid distribution sites in Gaza since late May. Salah has previously called for unrestricted humanitarian aid access to Gaza. Also making headlines, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a historic peace agreement between Azerbaijan and Armenia, ending more than 3 decades of conflict. The deal restores diplomatic ties, commits both nations to respect each other's sovereignty, and opens cooperation in energy, trade, technology, and defense. Leaders from both countries praised Trump's role and said they would nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize. In Washington, the U.S. has doubled its reward for the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro to $50 million, accusing him of involvement in major drug trafficking operations. Maduro has rejected the allegations as political propaganda. The Pakistani military says it has foiled an infiltration attempt by armed fighters from Afghanistan into Balochistan, killing dozens in the operation. Islamabad claims the fighters were backed by India, an accusation Kabul has strongly denied. Analysts say the incident highlights the region's long-standing unrest and separatist tensions. Sports news. In Zabul, a wushu martial arts competition saw the Atikla Club take first place and the Nurudin Club finish second. In Kunduz, an arm wrestling contest brought together 40 athletes, with 20 winning their matches and receiving prizes. In Paktika, the central football stadium in Shiran has been renovated and reopened after 8 months of work. In Nangarhar, 80 boxers from 6 clubs competed, with the Malakzada Club securing first place. And in Helmand, a cricket tournament between 12 teams has kicked off in Nad Ali district, running for the next 20 days. That concludes today's news. For more updates, follow Zir News 24 on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok. Until our next broadcast, may God protect you.